Applying pre-emergent to your new turf too soon can cause all sorts of troubles. I can finally now apply it to my buffalo lawn, so let me talk you through some of the important factors to consider. Yes, g'day and welcome to a new video. Anytime that I have been working on this buffalo lawn recently, I've talked about some of these central areas where it's just a little bit compacted and struggling with some heat stress. Over the last week, we've had a downpour of 15 mils that came in a storm. And then over the weekend, we had 42 mils of rain. It basically started, it was raining when I woke up in the morning, and as I was drifting off to sleep, there was still rain coming across. So nice, consistent rain across an entire day is far better than one big downpour, for it to be absorbed slowly throughout the day as much as possible by the soil. And the bounce back from those two bits of rain has been absolutely beautiful. It was probably getting a bit annoying, me saying over and over, is that all we need here is some good autumn rain for this to just really turn the corner and really respond. But finally, that's what we've got. And so really uniform, beautiful color throughout. And so as promised, what I have been doing here and what I said I was going to be doing once we got that good rain was some aeration, getting some really nice cores. I've walked over a lot of them. But yeah, coming into especially some of the bits here that are compacted, and getting this tool in here, just, yeah, it's a fantastic thing to do. I've been talking a lot about late season scarifying and things like that to clean out before the cooler months. But yeah, if you've got any heat stress and just compacted areas from a hot, dry summer that we've had here in Victoria, it has been very hot and dry. So any compacted areas, whether you use a pitchfork or a manual aerator like this, or even mechanical aerator, I shouted out the discount code I've got with Kennard Tire at the moment. Even if you don't scalp scarify, top dress, just to get an aerator, like I haven't cut this back at all today, which would make it easier to get better cores in general. But yeah, just coming across, opening up the soil has some massive benefits, and a really good thing to do this time of year before the cold sets in. And I tell you what, aerating, manual aerating, it is bloody hard work. It takes me around about an hour and a half to do on this area. And yeah, so it's approximately a minute per square meter if you're planning for doing it yourself. It's pretty physical. I would say I'm pretty physically fit to be able to do it, but still, yeah, lots of breaks because it's hard work. Now today, I'm finally applying my Spartan pre-emergent to this area. Spartan pre-emergents in general, they stop weeds from growing. So it's a common issue, obviously, in lawns. We don't want weeds to come through in our lawns as well. So prevention is the best method, especially coming into winter. Winter grass is super difficult to kill once it's established. The best way, if it is established by the end of winter, is just to let it die in the heat of summer. Hopefully by November-ish, depending on your climate, is when it will die by itself. So to not have it come through at all, prevention is the best method. But with prevention of weeds also comes prevention of seed. So if you apply pre-emergent and then try to seed an area, that seed will not germinate, and it will also stop new turf from establishing. And so what I've always learned and listened to from people who are far more knowledgeable than me is letting your lawn have around about 3 good months of growing before you apply any pre-emergent to it. So for me, this turf was laid right at the start of December. So it's had all of December, January, February, and now half of March. Any areas that had some heat stress, they have come through, greened up, looking really nice. The entire area is really healthy. So I'm more than happy to apply some pre-emergent. For example though, if you laid your turf in at the start of February and you had all of February, all of March, all of April is a little bit iffy. So would you then apply your pre-emergent at the start of May? Look, I'd probably say no, because April, you know, it's starting to get a bit cold. It's not necessarily a fantastic growing and establishing month. So it's already a little bit dicey. And by the time it gets to May, you know, if you miss your pre-emergent window, which for me, going by the label, is mid-February. So already this application is a little bit later than what I would like, but it's still going to be tackling heaps of those winter weeds, even though it's a little bit late. Even if it gets into April, you still haven't applied, is it worth it? Yeah, you're probably still gonna get a barrier in there for tons of weeds that will still be coming throughout the season. by the time it gets to May, I'm probably starting to say, you know what, save the product, make sure you get your spring application of pre-emergent done. And now I made a video on this specific patch only a couple of weeks ago. It's responded really, really well to the urea. It is spreading out and filling in really, really nicely, but there are still some decently bare patches. And because of the fact that buffalo doesn't have underground rhizomes like cooch and kikuyu does, applying pre-emergent to some of these bare spots, like for example, here, it's just going to inhibit growth in that spot. And so what I'm gonna do is grab a tarp and I'm gonna cover up that spot there, cover it over so that I don't apply pre-emergent to that exact spot. And that is something you can do if you've got bare spots where you have done some overseeding into it or some plugging or some sprigging and that sort of thing. Cover it over with a tarp or something like that, a towel, whatever you like, so you don't apply pre-emergent to that spot and it can continue to repair with whatever work you've done to it. And so today, along with my pre-emergent, I am also applying wetting agent. I'm due for that, so I'm gonna be getting that out. And I've also got this specialized potassium product called MP Safe K. Potassium strengthening up for winter and all those kinds of things. It's a good product to get out. So definitely applying pre-emergent with things like wetting agent, really good to do. Some fertilizers can be good to apply together as well. Acaloprin as well, if you've got liquid acaloprin, can go in with those as well. That's fine. But I'll talk a little bit more about combining these and how I'm going to be doing that in regards to watering it in after doing the application. Something that I do need to shout out and am very excited for is that Brenton from the Aussie Lawn is going to be here next week, and we are going to be recording a couple of videos. And one thing we want to do is sit down and do a little bit of a good old Q&A style video. So it's never going to be one that's going to go viral or anything like that, but for those who watch his channel, watch my channel, lawn care nuffies just like we are, if there is some questions you want to ask, whether it be how we do things on YouTube, how much time we put into it, our thoughts on different products or grasses or whatever it may be, if there's things that you want to know, we're going to maybe grab a beer or two, sit down, have a bit of a chat, as well as record a few other bits and pieces while he's here down in Victoria for the Flower and Garden Show. So put all of those questions down in the comment section of this video. I don't know if he's going to shout it out on his channel, if he's got a video coming out this weekend as well. But yeah, put it down in the comments and that'll be coming up in the next week or two after this video goes live. So now I need to finish aerating. I'll pick up some of the cores with the rotary mower and then we'll get the PPE on, read the label, follow the PPE whenever you are spraying, and get that down.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around, wow. So where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Oh, this is what we do.
Now, doing this, not 100% necessary. You could just be careful of your bare spots or a patch like that and not spray them. But I just know myself. I know that I would just go into autopilot and I'd just be spraying this area like normal. And then I'd walk straight over that spot and then just go far out. So that as a visual aid, as much as anything else, to just put it in the way, to not spray there. Yeah, I know myself too well, so having that was a good thing for me. Now with these products, it says to water in Spartan with about 6 mils of irrigation, so about 15 minutes on my sprinklers. Within 7 days, I think a lot of people agree it just feels a lot more comfortable within that kind of first 3 or 4 days. If it does get out to a week, it's feeling a bit more like, you know. So anyway, anecdotally, get it in within at least 3 days. Wetting agent, this particular wetting agent is pretty unique and really, really good in that you don't have to water it in straight away. A lot of wetting agents spray it and then water it in as quickly as you possibly can because it can burn the leaf of your grass. This one, you can spray it and then water it in the next morning or something like that with your normal irrigation cycle. So it can go with some fertilizers and things like that. And it's okay to not water it in straight away. Do it the next day in the morning or whatever. And MP Safe K, the label actually does say, I just saw before, not to combine Spartan with fertilizers and soil amendments and stuff like that, but a lot of people do, so sorry. I should probably say don't do that. Anyway, so MP Safe K, that needs to be left on the leaf to dry on the leaf to be properly absorbed. So I'm just going to let this dry for today and I'm going to water tomorrow morning. And so combining products in general, it comes down to firstly a tick the box on whether something needs to sit on the leaf and dry or whether it needs to be watered into the soil. So if this was a wetting agent that needs to be immediately watered in, then these two are not compatible. But because these two, because this one can wait and this one needs to sit on the leaf, those are fine to combine in this particular circumstance. And then of course the second follow-up to that is, do they combine? If you add a splash of each product together, do they combine well, or do they separate or go gluggy or whatever it may be? So yeah, hopefully if you're in a part of the world similar to mine, the rain recently has really helped perk you up. And if you are in somewhere southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales, where there's been far too much rain with flooding and all that sort of stuff, that you have been keeping safe and doing well. Hopefully it doesn't come across too off, kind of celebrating rain when other parts of the country have been, yeah, decimated by rain and that sort of thing. But I always find whenever I've been going through something that kind of, to go onto social media and see other people just living their lives, it can be a nice little escape as well. So anyway, if you are in any affected areas to that natural disaster, that you are doing really, really well. So anyway, we'll continue rolling on. Put your questions down in the comments section for myself and Brenton. Really looking forward to that next week. Keen to show you keeping this buff beautiful and green all throughout autumn and winter, and then coming into spring renovations next year. So it's going to be a lot of fun on this patch. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around.